Men and women have altered their hair color for thousands of years. Early cultures considered colors to be symbols of power and mysticism. This belief led to body painting and hair coloring for vegetable and mineral dyes, as evidenced by chemicals and tools found in Egyptian tools. In the 1880s, American men had their beards and mustaches dyed in barbershops with coloring products that left their hair with strange, iridescent tones or purple hues. These early formations were made of silver, nitrate, gold, gum, and distilled water. Since the first synthetic dyes were developed in 1883, color technology and hair coloring process has steadily improved in the performance and safety. Hair coloring is the art and science of changing the color of the hair. Hair lightening is the partial or total removal of natural pigment or artificial color from the hair. In today's barbershops, many clients expect barbers to be skilled in performing hair coloring and lightening services. Recently, there has been an increase in demand for beard and mustache coloring. As a barber, you need to be able to perform these services with the knowledge and skills. The client's hair structure and condition will affect the quality and success of the hair coloring service. 6 characteristics of the hair that are important considerations in determining hair coloring options and product selections are elasticity, texture, density, porosity, natural hair color, and contributing pigments. Elasticity is an important factor to consider because it is the indication of strength of the cortex, including cross bonds and melanin molecules. Normal elasticity is indicated by wet hair that can stretch up to 50% of its original length and then return to that length without breaking. Low elasticity is indicated by the wet hair that does not return to its original length when stretched. The diameter of the individual hair strands determine whether the hair texture is classified as fine, medium, or coarse. Melanin is distributed directly within the different textures. Fine hair has melanin grouped tightly, so hair takes color faster and may appear darker. Medium textured hair has an average response time to hair coloring products. Coarse hair has a larger diameter with a loosely grouped melanin granules and may take longer to process. Density refers to the number of hairs per square inch on the scalp. It ranges from thin to thick and determines the subsection size to use to assure proper coverage of the hair color or lightener. For example, you may need a part-off subsection as thin as 1/8 inch on a client's head with very thick hair. Porosity is the hair ability to absorb moisture. The porosity level of the hair determines its ability to absorb hair color products. Porous hair absorbs hair color products faster and more intensity and may appear darker than less porous hair. Degree of porosity are high porosity. Hair may not absorb the color product quickly, but also tend to fade quickly due to its inability to hold color pigments. The hair will feel very rough, dry, and may break during a porosity test. Average porosity. The cuticle slider raised and the hair tends to process normally. You should feel a slight roughness to the hair during a porosity test. Low porosity. The cuticle is tight, making the hair more resistant to the chemical penetration and may require a longer time to penetrate the hair shaft or a higher volume of developer for its strength. The hair will feel smooth and hard during the porosity test. Natural hair colors ranges from black to dark brown to red and from dark blonde to lightest blonde. These natural colors are produced by 2 melanins. E-melanin provides natural black and brown pigments to the hair. Phenon-melanin provides yellow, blonde, and red pigments colors to the hair. The 3 factors that determine what natural hair colors look like are the thickness of the hair, total numbers and size of the pigment granules, ratio of E-melanin and phenon-melanin within the cortex. Gray hair is the result of the reduction in the production of melanin pigments. White hair is actually the color of keratin without melanin and therefore does not contain either type of melanin. Contribution pigments is the pigment that lies under the natural hair color. The foundation of the hair color is based on modifying this pigment with hair coloring products to create a new color. When lightening a client's natural hair color, the darker the natural level, the more intense the contributing pigment. eye sees only 6 basic colors. The main brain is capable of visualizing combinations of different wavelengths relevant to the 3 primary and 3 secondary colors. The light rays that absorb or reflected by natural hair pigment or artificial pigment added to the hair creates the colors we see. The law of colors is a system for understanding a color relationship. The laws of colors regulate the mixing of dyes and pigments to make other colors. Based in science and adapted to art, the law of colors serve as guidelines for harmonious color mixing. For example, equal parts of red and blue mixed together always make violet. A color wheel is a diagram that presents colors in a specific sequential order to show the relationship of one color to another. Primarily colors are basic or true colors that cannot be created by combining other colors. The 3 primarily colors are yellow, red, and blue, and are found naturally in the world, such as yellow, dandelions, and red roses. All other colors are created by some combination of red, yellow, or blue. Colors with a predominance of blue are cool tone colors, and colors that are predominantly red are warm tone colors. Blue is the strongest and the only cool primarily color. Blue brings depth or darkness to any color to which it is added. Red is the medium primarily color. Adding red to blue bases makes the color appear lighter. Conversely, red added to yellow color will appear darker. Yellow is the weakest of the primarily colors and will lighten and brighten other colors. Secondary colors are created by mixing equal amounts of 2 primarily colors when mixed in equal parts. Yellow and blue create green. Blue and red create violet. Red and yellow create orange. Territory colors are also called quaternary colors. Are created by mixing equal amounts of one primary color with one of its adjacent secondary colors. Territory colors are blue and green, blue and violet, red and violet, red and orange, yellow and green, yellow and orange. Complementary colors are primarily secondary positioned directly opposite each other of the color wheel. Blue and orange, red and green, yellow and violet. When mixed together, complementary colors neutralize each other. For example, when mixed in equal amounts, red and green neutralizes each other, creating brown or neutral tone. Complementary colors are always composed of primarily and secondary color, and complementary pairs also consist of 3 primarily colors. For example, the color wheel shows that the complementary of red is green. Green is made up of blue and yellow, so all 3 primarily colors represent the varied degree of the complementary pair of red and green. Hue is the name of the color, such as red, yellow, or violet. The color wheel is arrangement of hues that makes the relationship among colors visible. Tone describes the warmth of coolness of the color. The warm colors, also known as highlighting colors, produce warmer tones because of the reflect more light. Warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. The cool colors are known as ash or drab colors, absorb more light and cast cool tones. Cool colors are blue, green, and violet. Level is a unit of measure used to identify lightness and darkness of a color. Level is the saturation density or concentration of color. Colors lighten when mixed with white. Colors darken when mixed with black. The level system is used to analyze the lightness or darkness of the hair color. The colors of hair and hair color products are arranged on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is the darkest, 10 is the lightest. Although the names of the color levels may vary, manufacturers, the level system provides a guide to identify the lightness and darkness of each color level. This information is necessary to determine natural hair colors levels and formulating, matching, and correcting colors. Saturation or intensity refers to the degree of concentration among the pigment in the color. It is the strength of the color. For example, a saturated red is a very vivid. Any color can be more or less saturated. The more saturated the product, the more dramatic the change in hair color. Artificial hair colors are developed from primary and secondary colors to form base colors. The base color of hair coloring product is a predominant tone of a color, which gradually influences the final color result. Example of base colors used in hair color products are as follows. A violet base color produces cool results and helps minimize yellow tones. A blue base color minimizes orange tones. A red-orange base color creates warm, bright tones in the hair. A neutral base color tends to soften and balance the colors. Hair coloring results depend on the combination of client's natural hair color, artificial hair color products that is added to it. Identify the natural level and tone of the client's hair will determine which products to use and what the final result will look like. Identifying the natural level of clients has been accomplished by using a manufacturer's swatch or a color ring to match the client's hair color. Gray hair is normally associated with aging, although heredity is also a contributing factor. In most cases, loss of pigment increases a person's age, resulting in a range of gray tones from blended to solid. The amount of gray in an individual's hair is measured in percentage and requires special care when formulating hair applications. Hair coloring products are categorized as non-oxidized and oxidative. The non-oxidizing hair coloring products are temporary hair color, washes out with one shampoo, semi-permanent hair color, washes out or fades within a few weeks. The oxidizing hair color products are Demi permanent, lasts longer than semi-permanent, but not long as permanent hair color. Permanent stays in the hair until the hair grows out. Non-oxidizing versus oxidizing hair color products determine the product's color fastness, or its ability to remain in the hair, and that is determined by the chemical composition and molecular weight of the pigment and dyes within the products. Temporary color use color molecules that are largest found in hair coloring products. The large size of the color molecule prevents penetration beyond the cuticle layer, producing only a coating on the outside of the hair. This coating usually lasts only until the next shampoo. The chemical composition of temporary color is acid, creating a physical change rather than a chemical change in the hair shaft. Temporary rinses have a pH range of 2.0 to 4.5. If a temporary hair color has aniline derivative as an ingredient, a predisposition test is required. Be sure to read the manufacturer's instructions. Different types of temporary hair color include color rinse, highlighting the existing color or added color to the hair and remain of the hair until the next shampoo. Color enhancing shampoos are a combination of a color rinse with a shampoo and produces highlights and imparts slight color tones to the hair. Crayons are a stick of coloring compound with soap synthetic waxes and sometimes used to color gray or white between hair tint retouches. They can also be used as temporary color for mustache, beards, or sideburns. They are available in several standard colors: blonde, light medium, and dark brown, black, and arbor. Hair color sprays are applied to dry hair from restorol containers. They are usually available in vibrant colors and general use for special effects. Hair color mouses and gels are a combination of a little bit of color and styling mouse or gel in one product. Semi-permanent colors are no-lift, deposit-only hair color products. Semi-permanent pigment molecules are of lesser molecular weight and size than those temporary colors. The pigment molecules are small enough to partially penetrate the hair shaft and stain the cuticle layer. However, these molecules are also small enough to leave the hair during shampooing and to fade within each shampoo. Traditional semi-permanent colors usually last from 6 to 8 shampoos, as the color molecules are shampooed from the hair. The chemical composition of semi-permanent color is mildly alkaline, causes the cortex to swell, and causes the cuticle to allow the penetration. This chemical composition combines small color molecules, solvents, alkaline swelling agents, and solvents to create a type of color that is known as self-penetrating. Self-penetrating colors tend to make a mild chemical change as well as a physical change. Most semi-permanent colors do not contain ammonia and may be used right out of the bottle. Although normally gentle on the hair, semi-permanent colors require a patch test prior to application to prevent the occurrence of product sensitivity or allergic reaction. This test requires by FDA before the application of any product that contains aniline derivative. Semi-permanent hair color typically falls within the 7.0 to 9.0 pH range. Due to the slight alkalinity of semi-permanent color, hair color services should be followed with a mild acid balance shampoo and condition. This process neutralizes any residual alkalinity and helps restore the hair to normal pH levels. Semi-permanent hair color may be used to cover or blend partially gray hair without the active its natural color when the hair color and product colors are matched correctly. Cover gray hair on a client who has up to 25% gray hair. Enhance or deepen color tones in the hair. Serve as a non-peroxide toner for pre-lightening hair. Demi-permanent hair colors, also known as no-lift deposit-only hair colors, are longer lasting than semi-permanent colors. They are designed to deposit color without lifting, lightening, natural or artificial colors in the hair, and are a type of oxidation color. They are not used directly out of the bottle but must be mixed with a low-volume developer or activator immediately before use. The agent in the developer causes oxidation to occur, which develops the color. Demi-permanent darkens the natural hair color when applied. They are available in gel, cream, or liquid form. Because they contain aniline derivatives, a patch test is required for application. Demi-permanent hair color may be used to get vivid color results, introduce a client to a color service, blend up to 50% gray, refresh faded permanent color, deposit color change without lightening the hair, reverse highlights, perform corrective coloring. Permanent hair colors are mixed with a developer's hydrogen peroxide and remain in the hair permanently. When the hair grows, a touch-up or retouch application is required to blend the new growth with the previous color hair. A permanent hair color is also called a tint. Permanent hair color products usually contain all of the following: ammonia, oxidative tints, hydrogen peroxide. Permanent hair color products contain an aniline derivative, so they require a patch or pedestrian position test. They can lighten and deposit in one process. They can lighten natural color because they are more alkaline than demi-permanent oxidation colors and are usually mixed with a higher volume developer. The amount of lift is controlled by the pH and concentration of peroxide in the developer. The amount of deposit depends on the amount of color in the product. Permanent hair color products are usually mixed with an equal amount of 20 volume peroxide and are capable of lifting 1 or 2 levels. When mixed with a higher volume of peroxide, permanent hair colors can lift up to 4 levels. Since some manufacturers require a 2-to-1 ratio of developer to hair color, always read the manufacturer's directions. When a permanent hair color is mixed with a developer and applied to hair, the cuticle layer will swell and begin to open, allowing develop small color molecules to enter the cortex. This process usually takes place in the first 10 to 15 minutes after the color mixing. The molecule will then oxidize and grow in size in the remaining processing time, trapping the molecule in the cortex. They are then too big to get out of the cortex. Permanent hair color products are alkaline and generally range from 9.0 to 10.5 on the pH scale. After processing, the hair is shampooed. As it dries, it begins to return to its normal pH. This process causes the cortex to shrink and the cuticle to close, which tends to further trap the molecules. Except for residual color, permanent hair color does not wash out during the shampoo process. Eventually, the color may fade and may require refreshing. When the new growth occurs, a line of demarcation develops between the new growth and the previous colored hair. This stage requires an application of permanent hair color to new growth, known as retouch application. Permanent hair color products are regarded as the best products for covering gray hair. They diffuse natural melanin through the action of lifting and add artificial color to the hair as the color molecules are trapped in the cortex. The gray hair and non-gray hair areas blend uniformly with the full coverage. Oxidation tints are also known as an aniline derivative tint. Penetrating tints, synthetic organic tints, and animal tints. They can lighten and deposit color in a single process and are available in a wide variety of colors. Toners also fall in the category of permanent colors and an aniline derivative products of pale, delicate shades designed for use on pre-lightened hair. Most oxidation tints contain aniline derivatives and require a passivation test before the service is performed. As long as the hair is normal strength and in good condition, oxidation tints and compatible with other professional chemical services such as chemical waves and relaxers. Oxidation tints are sold in bottles, canisters, and tubes, either semi-liquid or cream form. Tint must be mixed with a hydrogen peroxide, which activates the chemical reaction known as oxidation. This reaction begins as soon as two products are combined, so the mixed tints must be used immediately. Any leftover tint must be discarded since and derivative quickly. Timing the application of the tint depends upon the product and the volume of peroxide selected. Consult the manufacturer's direction and your instructor for assistance. A strength test should always be performed to ensure satisfactory results. Vegetable tints, also known as natural hair color, are hair coloring products made from various plants such as herbs and flowers. In the past, indigo, cameo, sage, Egyptian henna, and other plants were used to color the hair. Even though the vegetable tints are considered permanent, they are non-oxidative color products because they are not mixed with a developer. Henna is still used as a professional hair coloring product, but should be used with caution. It has a coating action that can be built, overused, and prevent the penetration of other chemicals. It may penetrate the cortex and attach to the salt bonds, leaving the hair unfit for other professional treatments. Metallic dyes are non-professional hair coloring products. Metallic dyes are advertised as color restorers or progressive colors. The metallic ingredients such as lead, accelerate, or silver nitrate react with the keratin in the hair, turning it brown. This reaction creates a color film coating that produces a dull metallic appearance. If a product has a silver nitrate in it, it oxidizes over time with oxygen in the air and tarnishes, turning the hair to blackish gray. Repeated treatments of metallic dyes can damage the hair and can react adversely with many professional chemical services, such as relaxers and chemical waves. Like metallic dyes, compound dyes are not used professionally. Compound dyes are metallic or mineral dyes combined with a vegetable tint. Metallic salts are added to vegetable tints such as henna to give product more staying product and to create different colors. Like metallic dyes, these products can change color, coat the hair, and make hair unfit for other chemical services. A hydrogen peroxide developer is an oxidizing agent that supplies oxygen gas for development of color molecules when mixed with an oxidative hair coloring product. When diluted with water and other substances for use in hair coloring, hydrogen peroxide has a mildly acid pH of 3.5 to 4.0. Hydrogen peroxide alone produces a relative mild lightening of a natural hair color and causes little damage of the hair shaft. A color change occurs in the hair when the oxygen combines with the melanin in the hair. As the oxygen and melanin combine, the peroxide solution begins to diffuse and lighten the melanin within the cortex. A smaller structure and spread out distribution of the diffused melanin gives the hair a lighter appearance. The diffused melanin is called oxymelanin. When very pale light shades are desired, however, chemical lighteners must be used. Hydrogen peroxide serves as a main oxidizing agent used in hair coloring. The chemical action of oxygen with an artificial hair color molecules in the hair coloring product is called oxidation. The small artificial color molecules expand into a larger form because of the chemical action. In hair coloring, the term volume is used and denote the different strengths of hydrogen peroxide. Volume measures the concentration and strength of hydrogen peroxide. The lower the volume, the lesser the lift or lightening achieved. The higher the volume, the greater the lifting or lightening action. Hydrogen peroxide is distributed for use under a variety of names that include developer, oxidizer, generator, catalyst. Regardless of the names used, hydrogen peroxide is available in three forms. Cream peroxide contains additives such as thickeners, draggers, conditioners, and acid for stabilization. The thickeners help to create a product that tends to stay moist on the hair longer than liquid peroxide. It is easy to control and does not drip during the brush and bowl method of application. Liquid hydrogen peroxide contains a stabilizing acid that brings the pH to between 3.5 and 4.0. They are convenient because they use with most of today's bleach-intense formulas. Dry peroxide are available in either tablets or powder form and are dissolved in liquid hydrogen peroxide to boost the volume. The availability of the liquid and cream peroxide in a variety of volumes has made this product somewhat obsolete. The safety precautions for using hydrogen peroxide including the following. Use and clean implements when measuring, using, and storing hydrogen peroxide. Never measure the needed amount of hydrogen peroxide by pouring it into the lid of another product. Do not allow hydrogen peroxide formulations to come in contact with metal. Metal causes the oxidation process to occur too quickly to allow proper color development. Avoid breathing in vapor caused by mixing hydrogen peroxide in hair color products. A hydrogen peroxide volume of 20 or more can cause skin irritation, chemical burns, and hair damage. Keep the cap closed securely on the hydrogen peroxide at all times when not in use. Overexposure in the air will affect the strength. An activator is an oxidizer consisting of powdered persulfate salts that is added to hair colors, lighteners, or hydrogen peroxide to increase the chemical action of the product. This addition results in an increased lifting power, which is controlled by the number of activators that are added to the product. Generally, up to 3 activators can be used on the scalp application, up to 4 on the scalp processes. However, since the formulas and strength will vary from brand to brand, always refer to the manufacturer's direction for mixing instructions. Activators are also known as boosters, protonators, and accelerators.